What about a lightning round?
Okay, a lightning round actually does sound like an interesting concept. Also, please don't mind that you're tied up. You understand why, don't you?
I talk shit. Got hit. Let me go.
No, it's fine. But wouldn't it be quite jarring if we started with the first change is an added scene of Cosmo and Aqua arguing over Cosmo's idiocy because in essence, remember last episode he body swapped with Iris and basically tried to take advantage of that by taking a bath. And I think everyone's aware of it too in this context. So yeah, of course they're now bickering as per usual about that moment. Okay, that's the first change. The second change that this got removed. I mean, y'all be a bunch of hypocrites. You know you motherfuckers were loving that shit. Don't lie to yourselves. Freaky ass niggas. Anyways, third change is that Clear is actually a lot less combatant in the anime in comparison to the manga. Because in the manga, she wanted this motherfucker gone. She would very much make her displeasure for him known every time they meet. It does not matter where it is. She would always let him know, I do not fucking like you. But here, her hatred is much more professional. Like, she still makes it known, but by comparison, she very much makes it more professional, and it actually comes off as a lot more reasonable than before, where it's like, she just seemed to hate him no matter what. It didn't matter what he did, bro would just get hated. That's it for chapter 61, so on to chapter 62, where our first little difference here is that Chris and Cosmo have changed their outfits. Because originally, Chris's outfit just basically stayed the same, whereas Cosmo's actually was the one that was different. But here, they both have an outfit change. The second thing is the showcase of how they got over the wall. And then, this next section here is going to actually mention a lot of resequencing in comparison to what the manga already showed. So, let's buckle in. We got some added raunchiness of Cosmo. Getting very close to Chris, let's just say that. Then is the scene of them being detected by the guards, which is placed a lot earlier than it was in the manga. Then, obviously, they would do the net trap, and then, well, here they would originally be getting the Era manga, but the Era manga is completely gone now, so yeah, they're just running away because they were already detected earlier. Next, they run to the room with the trio a lot earlier than previously, because previously they would have had to have dealt with some faceless wizards. That's now just skipped entirely, and we just move right to them, running right into these guys. Okay. Then, after the... Oh yeah, and did I forget to mention Mitsurugi is actually placed a little later, but we'll come to him when we get there. Next is Cosmo having flashbacks to Iris talking very nicely about him. And this is also where we would get Cosmo's motivation for even doing this in the first place, which is, in essence, so that, you know, he wants to do something before he goes. So that's why he's here. Yeah, so that's pretty much placed here. And he also, this is the part where Cosmo will basically go crazy, be like, I feel great! That's added here. And that's the end of chapter 62. And continuing on the resequencing train, for chapter 63, they added Cosmo using a drain touch on Claire. Originally, he'd simply dodge Claire, and that would be the end of that, but that's obviously now changed to using the drain touch to debilitate her for a bit. And then also Cosmo essentially using the drain touch on the knights. That's added. And then, after that is when Mitsurugi is actually introduced. Then, the dialogue that came from earlier, where basically everyone was pretty much saying that Chris was a boy and all that, and now her asking if he really looks that boyish, is pretty much placed here, after Mitsurugi appears. And then some plushies were added to Mitsurugi when he says that he pretty much is going to learn from his mistakes from last time where he let Cosmo steal his sword. The plushies are actually a reference to some of the older enemies that these three have had to face. Basically the Toad, the Lizard, I think the Winter King, but I'm not sure if that's what it's called, and whoever this is. I have no idea who this is. Someone's gonna have to let me know in the comments. But yeah, those plushies are added. Mitsurugi slipping on ice is added here, because this wasn't there originally. Cosmo uses said create water to bloat Mitsurugi instead of freezing his mouth. Rain gets subdued by Chris instead of Cosmo. I realized in post that this actually came a lot earlier. I will make sure to be certain to tell you in text when, but...
It was before Mitsurugi came in.
Yeah, this actually came earlier, just so you know. And then they run. Claire and Rain pretty much having to attempt to to a now bloated Mitsurugi. They then use the net trap and head right to Iris's room. And that more or less is the end of the resequencing, and now we can get back to our rapid fire changes. Iris prepping to defend herself is added here. And that's the end of chapter 63. Alright, and now finally for chapter 64, the revelation about the ring is now placed a little later. Claire now thanks Darkness for informing her of the dangers of the necklace as opposed to Aqua in the manga. And finally, Megarin interrupting and arguing if Iris is added. Yay, I'm fucking done. Woo! And now I can put my feet up and chill for 2 weeks.